welcome to the mini-sode that I've done today for Diverse and Inclusive Leaders. I'm going to call it the honeymoon edition. And today I'm with Saint Lucia's best personal trainer on the entire island. Felix, or Julian Felix, is a gold medalist, a Commonwealth gold medalist and Caribbean middleweight bodybuilding champion. He's a senior personal trainer here at the BodyHoliday, which is an incredible resort on the island of Saint Lucia with beautiful beaches and sands, and it's absolutely lovely. My husband and I have had one of the most grueling personal training sessions ever, to the point that we couldn't walk for a couple of days after we completed our training workout with Felix, but it was incredible, and he's been very kind to let me pinch him for a couple of minutes today just to ask him a little bit about his career and how he came to be where he is today. So Felix, tell me, how did you end up being a Commonwealth gold bodybuilding champion and now you are training at the Body Hotel?
As to the Commonwealth Championship, it was inaugural. So most of the countries, like in the Commonwealth, British Commonwealth, were invited. So we get ready. We knew a year ahead of time. So I get ready for the championship. We had a qualifier, like whoever came first in the Caribbean Championship would be going to the Commonwealth Games. So we went to the Commonwealth in '98. That was the inaugural Commonwealth Championship, bodybuilding championship in '98. So we went there, and it was a blast. You had I think something like 57 countries. 57, like I can't remember the exact number, but 95% of the countries in the British Commonwealth were there, like Australia and these, and it was challenging, but it was good.
Wow! And did you always want to be an athlete, even from when you were quite young? Tell me a little bit about your growing up.
When I was quite young, I used to do athletics, like 100 and 200 meters. Anything in Saint Lucia, anything that's available, young sport enthusiasts will do it. Whatever they get hooked onto, they will just keep it. But they do everything, like football, basketball, just young people just do any sports. And as I said, whatever they feel comfortable with, they'll hook onto. But for me, I used to run a lot, like 100 and 200 meters, go around running around the place, play a little bit of cricket, play football. Basketball was something of when you reach people, and tennis was the reach. But cricket and football was the thing, and running. But I think I was turning 21, I had a bad injury, couldn't box anymore, because I was doing a little bit of boxing also. And my brother trying to encourage me, oh, let's go to the gym, come on, let's go to the gym. I'm like, oh no, I'm not for that weightlifting thing. I had a really good shape, so I was not in the weightlifting thing.
I've seen the picture.
So you find out one day, a schoolmate, he went downtown, buy me 2 pairs of shorts, 2 tank tops, and just and a belt with a little Cooper bag. I just stay right on the bus and treat my yard. And that's how it all started. So I went to the gym with him the following day. We trained, that's all. Then, you get to like the thing because you see like a little bit of pump in your arms when you're young.
A bit of
pump. You're young, you just do that. But 1 year down the road, I was asked to compete. So my friend who took me to the gym was no longer working out. So I went to the competition. My coach prepared me for the competition, and I won.
Wow!
First time out, won. And then it's like the taste of blood. You want more. You want more.
I was going to say the taste of competition, but the taste
of
of blood.
It is like in a boxing ring. We see when you see a man get a cut over the eye, you go for the kill. That's what it was. Honestly, and that's what it was. I just started competing. I used to do like 4 or 5 shows a year.
Wow.
You see, in the Caribbean, we had the Triangular Championship, was Dominica, Guadeloupe, Martinique, Saint Lucia. We used to do that. And then we had the OECS, which is about a few countries in the Eastern Caribbean that we used to do. And then you have the Caribbean. That we used to do. We were not big enough to get qualified for the World Championship. And I used to do all these shows until my first OECS, I came second to a grown-up guy. And the following year, I went to the Caribbean. And I was the only Saint Lucian who made it to the Caribbean. Actually, the second year I competed, I won the OECS. I was the only Saint Lucian guys who made it to the finals of the Caribbean, because the Caribbean is like a world championship. It's that amount of countries. It's like a world, because you have Latin America and Caribbean championship. That's what we call it. We call it CAC.
Fantastic.
Right. So that being said, out of the window. So in 1992, it was again said that whoever came the highest in place in the Caribbean would have got a ticket to experience the World Championship, to compete at the World Championship. And then I realized, okay, you have that opportunity to go to the World Championship and show what you have. So I started training real serious. And for the first time, I saw people rooting for somebody they don't know. Nobody knew me. I was a newbie on the World Championship scene, newbie. And I was in Austria, Graz, Austria. And so people rooting out for people they did not know at all, and get really upset about it too, because they saw it was it's politics in bodybuilding. But it's okay. For me, I go there for my experience, for my well-being, for my future. So I lost at the World Championship my first time out, really didn't bother me. Then I came back to Saint Lucia, competed, won the Caribbean Midweight Championship how many times, won the OECS Championship again, won Mr. Saint Lucia how many times. I don't even talk about it.
So Felix, what kept you motivated throughout that time? Because a lot of our listeners on the podcast are interested in leadership and how they can be motivated and keep a positive mindset. Surely through all of that, you really had to get absolutely nose to the grindstone and keep working in something which was clearly very difficult.
My motivation was honestly just to keep doing what I love to do. And that's why I say to a lot of young people who get involved in sports, if you love the sport, you gonna find obstacles. Go around it. Don't try to climb it. Go around the obstacle. There's a way around it. Find it and go around it. Don't try to oh my God, this is no. Try to go around it. There's a way. Step back, look at yourself, evaluate yourself, and go around it. And I kept on just training. For 1 year, I felt I was not good enough to go to a championship, let's say like the Caribbean Championship, I would let somebody have my place willingly. Because I'll tell you one thing about me. When I leave or when I board that flight to go to any country, or even if we have a regional championship in Saint Lucia, once it has to involve foreign against my country comes first. So I put that best foot forward. This country, I always for country, all about country.
How do you feel then? Because clearly you were the first Saint Lucian to actually compete at that level, and often you must be the first Saint Lucian who's going out into the world to compete in various other championships. How does it make you feel sometimes being different?
No, I'm not the first. We have plenty of this. We have, like the Sandy Fords, Rick Wayne. We got a guy called Gilbert's. Oh my goodness, he's a spooner. I can't remember his name exactly, but he's a spooner who competed. We had a lot of guys, but they were best away. Rick Wayne was best away. He competed at the Mr. World. He was working for the winner. He was one of the first writers of muscle and fitness or muscle development, something like that. But he runs his own newspaper. But we have countless of others. What happened? It stalled for a while. For a while there was nothing until when I came in 87. In 87 I came and everything changed. There was two of us who used to go to every single championship in the region.
Did you look at that as a strength though, as opposed to a weakness, being different?
It was a strength in terms of St. Lucians were looking for something to call their own in terms of we had nothing going on, no sports, nobody was winning, and all of a sudden the two of us went down there, and it was like coming back home with 5 and 6 trophies in a single championship or in 2 championships. That's a lot for a little island that ultimately stalled in terms of sports. So that was it. But going back to like going to the World Championship and going to the Commonwealth Games, the Commonwealth Games was I eat, live, sleep, dream of winning that gold medal. And I will say to some people now who have never been on the stage, and sometimes we see athletes on stage, and when the national anthem is playing, that athletes start getting really emotional. If you have not been there, you don't know about it. And that's honest. If you have not been on the stage and your national anthem is playing, and you, because you see an athlete on stage, you have not been there, you don't know about it. Because it's enjoyable, it's nice, but it's quite deep inside, it's quite emotional. It's quite emotional. So you find that some athletes get it and they can't hold it back and stuff like that. But bodybuilding, I always tell people, bodybuilding is the foundation of all sports. Mm-hmm. I don't say weightlifting, I say bodybuilding. There's a difference. The difference is with bodybuilding, you can learn to balance your sport, balance your physique, and get into a better or higher grade of competing in your sporting discipline. With weightlifting, that's a different criteria altogether. Weightlifting, you lift weights and you can only compete in one sport, or in 1 or 2 sports. It's either strongman competition or weightlifting. With bodybuilding, you balance out and you can create a superior body to compete.
I see.
With superior athletes. So that's, but it's quite enjoyable.
So you'd encourage people to really get involved in
Yes,
health and fitness?
women in particular. I always encourage the women, because for the women now as we speak, there are so many different categories of competing. Like you have bikini wellness. I don't know if you know what that means, all right?
No.
Okay. Bikini wellness, the big butt girls.
All right.
Okay. Then you got bikini.
Okay.
You got, I think, body. You got women's fitness. You got women's physique, and you got body fitness. So you got 5 categories that women compete in.
Which one would I be in?
You can choose to be anyone you want. Bikinis suit you, and just like men now, they have men's physique, which is the guys who wear the big shorts, and they show the upper body. You have bodybuilding. You also have classic bodybuilding, which is
like Arnold.
No. Arnold is bodybuilding. Classic bodybuilding is some guys who like to work on the legs and they don't want to be too big and too muscular. They have the classic physique. Mm-hmm. And these guys have to do all the classical poses when guys used to pose and stuff like that. So then there's a variety of things where you don't have to be like all buffed up and stuff like that, where you can be, which you, again, I would advocate straight. You don't have to use the drug. You can eat, train smart, and go there with a really nice physique without creating harmful.
So this is great. So it's becoming more mainstream. So your average
It
person
is.
can do it, as opposed to being an
to
elite
few.
Yeah.
Right. So but it's really getting on now.
Interesting.
It's really getting on.
So last question, I promise. What does diversity and inclusion mean to you?
For me, it is where I came from. Running, boxing a little bit. I have played all kind of sports under the sun. I competed as a bodybuilder, and now I'm a personal trainer, trying to help people stay fit, teach people about the healthy lifestyle like diabetes and high blood pressure and stuff like that. For me, that's what it means. You diverse into something else where you live a healthy lifestyle, but it come from the same background.
And everyone can actually do it. So
Yes.
you're really trying to help people. Yeah. And I can see the audience.
Because
now, which
I
is
have one
fantastic.
thing to tell you. Late last year, I do little speeches in my community where I live.
Brilliant.
And usually I do it after church on Sunday Because all the old people go to church, and we know in Saint Lucia we have a big epidemic of diabetes and high blood pressure, hypertension. And there's an old lady who came to me and she kept asking all the questions. Why should I do that? Why would I use this? And why can I eat this? And I was like, okay, at your age, you cannot eat everything you want. You can eat everything you want, but not at the amount that you want.
Within moderation.
Within moderation, because your body's a lot slower, and I had to explain metabolism to them and stuff like that. And sometime early this year, about February, she walked into my gym, and I did not notice who she was. And she said to me, "Hi, Mr. Felix, how are you?" I'm like, "I'm good." I'm looking at the lady like, and in my head, "Who are you?" And she said, "You act like you don't know me." I said, "Sorry to tell you, I don't recognize who you are." And she said, "I'm the lady you met by the church." I'm like, "The lady I met by the church? I met 100 people like this by the church." She said, "Okay, the lady you told about to eat the quinoa and blah, 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 and whatever." I'm like, she told me, you see me now, I'm 63 pounds below my weight. I was shocked, honestly, I was shocked.
Wow. And that's all because of you and what you said.
Yeah, just, we had a little talk, and she came back to me once after that, but she was still carrying a lot of weight. And she looked like a total new person, 63 pounds below her weight in less than half a year.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so I go out on these little speeches. I must tell you, I used to work for Inform magazine, IFORM. I worked for them for a few years. You know
yeah,
what that
you
is?
told me about them.
Yeah, it is like men's physique magazine, but it's in shape. What they call Inform. Inform means in shape in Danish. So I did work for them for a little bit, but it was quite nice because I had to travel all over the place. I traveled quite a lot for work.
Very good.
Yeah. But it's bodybuilding is a nice thing. People who don't know about bodybuilding and like to done bodybuilding, they need to know about it. And I always say to people, one more thing, I always say to people, there's a difference between competitive bodybuilding and bodybuilding for life. There's a difference. The gentleman over there wants to do bodybuilding for life. He wants to train. He might one day decide, okay, can I look at my body, can I compete or something like that? That would be his choice. But my advice would be train to stay strong, train to stay fit, train to stay healthy.
And that all affects your mind in a positive way as
Yes.
well. And the mind is the most
Yeah.
important organ of the
So
body.
your approach to life is totally different. You know you need to rest, you need to train, you need to eat, you need to stay healthy. As simple as that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, my
Felix.
dear.
That
No
was
problem at all.
Absolutely brilliant.
That's okay.
So thank you so much for listening. You've been with myself, Leila McKenzie, and also Felix, best personal trainer in Saint Lucia. And you've been listening to Diverse Inclusive Leaders podcast. Thanks, Felix.
Hey, that's all right, darling.
You've been awesome.
Take care.
Cheers. Thank you so much for watching the Diverse and Inclusive Leaders podcast. Please do feel free to hit the like button below, or if you'd like to receive future notifications, do ping the notification bell here at the side. If you're interested in the audio version only, you can find it on the following streaming platforms. Any extra info and descriptions will be in the links below. Look forward to seeing you soon.